Did you know that an AI chatbot is behind this video? No. Well, this one isn't. But 99% of top brands are using AI to run their social media. And it's getting more and more difficult for independent creators like me to compete. Now, in the past, I used to think that this was because brands have unlimited budgets and can hire full-time teams to run their social media channels. But after speaking to many business owners, I realized that there must be something else going on here. Because most small businesses cannot afford to do what the big brands are doing. And yet they're doing it anyway. For example, every day Instagram's algorithm serves up 60 million reels to 120 million users. Yet my best performing reel only got 400,000 views in a month. Or how ASOS gets over 30,000 likes per post while my best performing post only got 8,000 likes. So what's going on here? Well, what if I told you that these brands aren't actually running their social media at all? Instead, they've given total control of their social media to artificially intelligent robots. Robots who never sleep, who are excellent at math, who can analyze billions of data points in real time, and who know exactly which posts are gonna perform the best with your audience. It sounds crazy, but this is actually happening right now as we speak. Every time you log on to social media, you're basically entering a battlefield where brands are fighting for your attention, using bots to analyze data, maximize reach, optimize content, and automate engagement. And if you don't understand how to fight in this war, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose customers, sales, and profits. So in today's video, I'm gonna teach you everything I know about AI social so you can start fighting back against the bots and win the war for good. Let's go. The first thing you need to understand about AI social is that it doesn't care about being creative. For example, a recent study found that the majority of people who are creating reels are not actually making them by hand. Instead, they're using artificial intelligence. So if you take a look at my reels versus some of the biggest brands in the world, you'll notice a big difference in terms of production quality. Why is that? Well, it's because I'm making my videos by hand, while big brands are using AI software to generate video ideas, write scripts, create voiceovers, edit clips, add subtitles, you name it. There is software that can do it. But does that mean that AI is better than humans when it comes to creativity? No. In fact, quite the opposite. I personally believe that humans will always be better than AI when it comes to creativity. And that's because creativity is all about experimenting, making mistakes, and learning from those mistakes. Something that AI can't do because it lacks something called creative fluency. You see, AI can only learn from existing data. It can't come up with new concepts or ideas on its own. That's why AI-generated content often feels repetitive and uninspired, because it's simply remixing existing content instead of coming up with something new. On the other hand, humans are able to make leaps of imagination and come up with truly original work. That's why human-generated content is often more engaging and enjoyable to consume. However, there is one thing that AI does better than humans, and that's efficiency. You see, AI can process information much faster than humans, which means that it can generate content much more quickly as well. That's why AI is starting to take over the social media world by storm. Brands are able to produce endless amounts of content without having to hire a large team of creatives. As an example, one clothing brand reportedly uses AI to automatically generate 200 pieces of content per week. The funny thing is that their best performing piece of content is actually a regular old photo that has nothing to do with AI. This just goes to show that AI really isn't necessary for creating great content. In fact, sometimes it can even do more harm than good. But that's not the only thing that AI does better than humans. It also excels at analyzing data and automating engagement. You see, brands use a variety of tools to measure the success of their social media efforts. They track things like reach, impressions, engagement, website traffic, and sales. This data is then used to improve social media strategy and maximize results. And guess what? Robots are really good at this. In fact, they're so good at it that they're starting to replace social media managers altogether. Take a look at this job ad from last year. A major clothing retailer was looking for someone to manage their Instagram account. But instead of having the person actually create and post content, their responsibilities were to upload content to a scheduling tool, moderate comments, respond to DMs, and monitor analytics. In other words, all the mindless tasks that a robot could easily do. It's no wonder that the pay for this position was only $30,000 to $40,000. Robots are taking over the low-level stuff while humans focus on the high-level stuff. And this is where the real opportunity lies. You see, brands are outsourcing more and more of their social media efforts to AI. This allows them to free up their time and resources to focus on what really matters, building relationships with influencers, creating exclusive discounts, developing new products, growing their email list, and creating amazing customer experiences. All things that robots still can't do. I mean, sure, robots can technically do all of those things, but they're not very good at it. They lack something called social intelligence. You see, social intelligence is the ability to understand and navigate the complexities of human interaction. It's what allows us to build relationships, create connections, and influence others. Basically, it's what makes us human. And it's this human touch that brands are really missing out on when they rely solely on AI for their social media efforts. Sure, AI can help them automate a lot of the mundane tasks involved in social media, but it simply cannot replace the creativity, intuition, and empathy that comes from a human touch. That's why I'm so passionate about helping people like you understand the difference between AI and traditional business. Because if you understand this difference, you're going to be able to thrive in this new economy. For example, if you want to succeed on social media, you need to understand that AI is never going to be able to replace the human touch. So if you're an influencer or a content creator, you need to focus on building your skills in this area. You need to get better at storytelling, at building relationships, at creating amazing content that people actually want to watch. And if you're a business owner, you need to understand that AI is great for automating the low-level tasks involved in running your social media, but it's not going to replace the need for human interaction. You still need to make time to connect with your audience, to build relationships, to listen to their feedback, and to adjust your strategy accordingly. In short, you need to understand that AI is a tool, nothing more, nothing less. It's not going to replace us humans anytime soon. And if you understand this, you're going to be able to thrive in this new economy. As the great Peter Thiel once said, AI will not be able to replace a broad range of human jobs, including those requiring creativity, empathy, and originality. The rise of AI is not a bad thing. It's just different, and it's up to us to learn how to leverage it to our advantage. So I encourage you to embrace the rise of AI, to learn how to use it to your advantage, and to focus on what really makes us human: our creativity, our empathy, and our ability to connect with others. These are the things that will set us apart from the robots and allow us to thrive in this new economy. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Also, check out this other video I made recently that talks more about how AI is changing the business world. See you later.